Welcome to my channel. My name is Bridget. I'm a nurse practitioner. Today I'm going to be giving you my honest review. This is non-sponsored of the Virgin Cruise Line, specifically the Western Caribbean Charm Cruise. I went on it about 2 weeks ago. Now, about a year and a half ago, I did the Irresistible Med and I loved it. All the excursions were gorgeous. The ports that we stopped at were phenomenal. So if you can afford to do that one, I had a great experience. Now, I'll be taking you day by day, but with the Western Caribbean Charm, I wasn't as pleased as with the Irresistible Med. One of the reasons being that with the Irresistible Med cruise, it was about at half capacity. I'm not sure if the cruises over in Europe are always near half capacity or if we just lucked out. But this cruise was pretty packed. So the experience was just completely different than the first time. And also the staff was nicer, I felt like, on the other cruise. So I'll be reading off my notes in case you see me looking down, but we departed from Miami. We did take the Bright Line, and the Bright Line, we got the normal seats. We didn't get premium or whatever they call it. It was $80 per person one way and then $25 per bag. We had looked into the premium seats, but they ended up being way too expensive. So honestly, the normal seats on the Bright Line were pretty good. We Ubered to the port. It was only like 10 minutes away. And even with the boarding process this time, boarding took a really long time because this ship is actually the one that we were on about 1.5 years ago. And it had just done a transatlantic cruise journey. So boarding took a long time because of the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard was doing a thorough inspection of the boat. And so it took forever to board this time, but it was okay. It wasn't too hot. I met some friends on the cruise ship, Joyce and Ken, and we chatted. They're both vegan. I forget how long they've been vegan for, but I think it was like 3 years. But it was nice. Made some friends. And the first day we left around 7 p.m.-ish. My critique this time around with Virgin is like making dinner reservations. Everything was booked way too early because the ship was very full. So, and me being vegan, like it's hard for me to eat at certain restaurants more than others, even though most places will accommodate, have like a vegan dish, but it pretty much is always the same vegan dish. I felt again, like on the first cruise, I think his name was Gio. He was the manager at the Razzle Dazzle. He was amazing, very kind. This time the staff seemed to be more overworked and at the restaurant, and they were less likely to, frankly, we're not going above and beyond or even above at all. One time we hadn't been able to make a reservation, and we thought we could just walk in, which even the app says you can walk in. And the hostess was just we're too busy, blah, blah. I'm sure people make reservations and then don't show up because it wasn't that full in the restaurant. I'm sure they were completely booked in the computer, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to get there. So she and I kind of we were both frustrated. I'm hungry, I'm hangry, and she doesn't want to get me in. So she's like, we're too full. Maybe we can get you in around 9. And I was just ready to go. I was like, fine, whatever. I told my husband, I was like, fine, whatever. I won't even eat today. So she was like, and rolled her eyes like, fine, I'll get you in. And she's like, but just know that it's going to take a long time because we're understaffed today. She sat us down and I got my food super fast. And there was plenty of tables that never showed up. So they need to work a better system out for reservations and allow for walk-ins and not treat walk-ins like an inconvenience. Second day, so the second day of the cruise ship was a sea day. Again, everything was packed. This was the day I had that incident. There was no vegan pizza this time aboard. They ran out of cheese apparently. Restaurants, like I said before, didn't want to let us in. And I was spoiled because last time the ship was at half capacity. The staff was also nice and accommodating. I still remember my servers from last time. Joao was great. We had Joao this time. He was very nice too. We had a Joao last time. I think he was from Brazil. This Joao was from Portugal. And Victoria was also a vegan. She was a server last time and she was really sweet. So day at sea was like everything was packed. What I started doing on the days at sea. Now I will say that I didn't get time to go to workout classes last time because the Irresistible Med, I was out all day doing excursions because you're in Europe, like you want to see everything. This time on sea days, I did a lot of workout classes, and now I will say that the personal trainers were amazing. It was Alec, Reese, and AJ. They were very nice, very sweet. So they were phenomenal. Workout classes also get super packed on Virgin. That's another annoying thing, but just show up, and if some person doesn't show up, then they'll make room for you. But I did a HIIT class on the day at sea. It was really fun. It was tough, but it was fun. I like working out. This review sounds so negative. I made the best of it, and I'm glad I took time off from work, but yeah, I wasn't that impressed this time. The third day was Roatan in Honduras, and this place needs work. Like, I'm very happy that we're bringing tourism to them to stimulate their economy, but the infrastructure for tourism is just not in place. They literally were building port when we got there. When you dock in Mexico, like, you can tell everything is nice. It's like it's that tourist appeal. They've put the infrastructure in place to make it look aesthetically pleasing, etc. In Roatan, like, it's not only just nothing has been built. It's also there's a lot of poverty. My parents are from Colombia. I've seen poverty before, extreme poverty, but it's very different. Like when you're docking in Mexico and you get off and everything is nice, and then you're Roatan and you're walking in the streets, you're seeing children beg, which is like really depressing. Dirt roads, no sidewalks, so you're at risk of being run over. The day that we were there, it was full of mosquitoes. It was rainy. So I would, if we ever docked in Roatan again, I personally would probably not get off the ship. We had dinner with one British couple one night, and they pretty much said the same thing. The excursion that I picked was not good. It was like a nature walk, but literally we walked across 7 bridges and that was it. Like, we walked across 7 bridges and that was it. And I've been on nature walks before. I've been on nature walks and excursions in Costa Rica and Puerto Rico, and those were amazing. I've never just like, okay, we're gonna walk across 7 bridges and that was your whole time. I think that day I was tired, so I ate at the galley where I had just a salad. And for breakfast, being vegan, I would have overnight oats. I would have avocado toast for lunch. And then I would have, for dinner, I would have a salad if I couldn't get into any of the restaurants. Day 4 was Costa Maya. It was very nice, very pretty. We did the wellness ritual and retreat. Again, this is one of those ports where like they've put their infrastructure in place, and it looks very touristy, but I felt safe. It was enclosed and protected, but it was huge. So I did feel safe. However, the shops there are super expensive. Of course, they know it's all tourists that are landing there. So I was looking at one bracelet and I think they were like, oh, it's $550. I'm like, no, I'm not buying that. That night I ate at the Italian restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but it was good. They were able to make me vegan options. Day 5 was a sea day. So I did the HIIT class. I did the bungee class. I did 5 classes that day because I have ADHD combined type and Sjogren's, and my Sjogren's makes me tired, but on days where my Sjogren's isn't flaring up, then my ADHD combined type acts up. So I had energy that day and I can't sit still. So I started off the morning with the HIIT. There was a yoga class, there was a meditation class that I did the bungee class. So like I said, and the personal trainers were very sweet, very nice, and it was just fun hanging out and working out. Gumbi was the Korean restaurant where we all sat down and ate and got to talk to other people. Now, there I kind of got scolded for not telling them beforehand that I was vegan. She's like, you're vegan? You're supposed to tell us beforehand. Like, I'm telling you, the serving staff this time around, even the entertainment staff, like last time the entertainment staff, Trey was the gamer, he was amazing. This time it was just like, the vibe was not there this time. Last time they did secret shows and we got invited. This time we either did not get invited or they stopped doing the secret shows. If you would like me to do a separate video on the Mediterranean cruise, let me know. It's just that unfortunately my husband that I thought was shooting footage did not shoot any footage, so I have no footage from that cruise. But I could talk about it if you want. So at Gumbe, we sat down. Now, they were able to give me like vegan food, but it was grilled where they grilled my food first. But like part of me was like, oh my gosh, like do they clean? Like I would hope they clean the grill after it was like hibachi style. So I'm like, I really hope they clean these grills in between their, not patients, you can tell them in healthcare, like in between their customers. I didn't like the smell of watching after they did my vegan stuff, and then I had to sit there and like smell the squid and all the other stuff that they were putting on the grill. So I was like, like I liked the ability to sit down with people, which is kind of what I miss. Carnival, when you go on Carnival, you sit down with the same people, you have like this nice dinner every evening, and you're like guaranteed a seat at the table, which was nice. So Virgin doesn't have that. So Gumbe was like the first time we actually sat next to other people and were able to talk to them. And there was one couple from Miami and one couple from England. And yeah, I mean, it was a good conversation. Oh, by the way, Nancy from Love is Blind was on my cruise. So yeah, I ran into her mom. Her mom was really nice. I didn't really like interact too much with Nancy. They were in the Rockstar suites and I was in the normal peasant seat. I'm kidding. And I was in the normal cabin. Then day 6 was at Bimini. Bimini was gorgeous. The beach, the water was crystal clear. You know, in Roatan, the water was kind of not nice, but again, it was rainy, so that could have affected. But Bimini, the day was gorgeous. The sun was shining. The beach was crystal blue, crystal clear. I loved Bimini. Our excursion at Bimini got canceled, so that was a little bit of a bummer. And then there was a paddleboarding class that I was trying to catch before excursion. I really love paddleboarding and I love yoga. So paddleboard yoga, I was like, what? I have to catch this. So I'm glad, again, it was supposedly full. Last minute, I was able to book just one spot for me. I told my husband, I was like, he doesn't work out as much as I do. So I had pretty much like begged, like, hey, come to this class with me. So the class was at 11. We leave around 10:30, which I thought would have been enough time. I'm asking this, like there was no signage on where this class was. We get off the boat and I asked like 2 staff members. One person tells me it's the first day on their job. Now this wasn't a Virgin Cruise member. It was like somebody at the port. He tells me it's his first day on the job, so he doesn't know. I asked somebody else, they don't know. So there's a tram, right? And the guy tells me the tram comes every 15 minutes, which wasn't true because they were coming a lot more frequent. I see a long bridge and like a beach on my right. So I'm like, oh, that's where the paddleboarding probably is. So me with my bum foot, because you guys know I have well, I don't know if you know, you probably don't know I have a bum foot, but I have like chronic plantar fasciitis. I don't run anymore. I'm not supposed to be running. But I really want to make this class. So I start booking it, like running with my bum foot. I get to the end of the bridge. I look to my right. I don't really see any paddle boards. I ask the guy at the end and he's like, oh no, that's not here. That's somewhere else. Like, I forget where. He's like, that's the next stop. He's like, but you can't walk there. Take the tram. So the tram is coming. The tram kind of does a loop. So the tram, we just ran down the bridge. The tram picks us up here, loops back to pick us up where it would have picked us up if I hadn't started running. So I basically ran for nothing. People are looking at me like I'm crazy. I jump on the tram again, and then it loops back, picks up the people that I was waiting with originally. We cross the bridge again, and then we go to like this kayak beach. And the guy's like, this is where you guys need to get off. This is where you guys need to get off. And in my gut, I'm like, I don't think this is where it is. So we get off, and then I see someone else, from a Virgin staff member, leading another like group. And I go up to him, I'm like, hey, where's this paddleboard stand up? Is it here? He's like, I don't know where it is, but it's not here. So it's gonna have to be the next stop. So then I knew it. We were at the wrong stop. By then it's already like 11. I'm like, great, we missed this class. Like I'm not gonna do it. I was so looking forward to it. So I was running against the clock. That's why I was so like anxious. He's like, you have to get the tram to the next stop. I'm impatient, it's part of ADHD, and then it's already like 11 o'clock or 10:57, I don't know. So then I see a guy that says like, he's like, you guys need a golf cart? I was like, how much? And he's like, I'll take both of you for $5 each. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll pay $10 to get to this freaking class, because that's how bad I wanted to do it. So he takes us to the beach area. We get to the beach, we ask the guy, hey, do you know where this paddleboard stand-up is? He's like, oh, that's in that area, right? He thought we were asking about the Rockstar area. He's like, oh, let me see your wrists. And we showed him our wrists. He's like, that's that area. We get there, it's the Rockstar area. We are not rock stars. Rockstar, by the way, is what Virgin calls like the people that are in their VIP suites. We're not at the VIP level. So we get there. I ask her, I'm like, hey, do you know where this paddleboard class is? She doesn't know. Finally, my husband, he's like, hey, look, there's some paddle boards over there. So we run to the area. Thank God, I think everybody else was as lost as we were, because there was still like 2 paddle boards there. And finally, I got to do my paddleboard class, and I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun, and I'm glad I made it, because after that, I did tell the trainers, I was like, hey guys, just some like constructive feedback for the next time is like, there needs to be better signage. She's like, yeah, I don't know who they're gonna let know, but they're like, yeah, you're right. Like we didn't even, like they said that they weren't even sure where they were supposed to be. So it was just a hot mess. So that was my favorite part. Before the paddleboard class, we didn't know, we left paddleboard at a certain time because we had to go to our excursion, and we didn't know it was canceled yet. So if I hadn't done the paddleboard yoga, I really wouldn't have done anything at Bimini, because later on when our excursion got canceled, I went back out and we went on the beach for like 2 seconds and I got sand in my eyes. And I tried to like flush it out with water, and I ended up just flicking more sand in my eye. So then I had to go see the clinic. I had to go to the medical clinic because I tried flushing the sand out of my own eye multiple times. I had a glass and I was just like flushing, eye drops. I could not get it out. I had to go to the clinic to get my eye flushed because I had so much sand in my eye. It was killing me. I was in so much pain. Everybody at the clinic was really nice. Shout out to Dr. Emily. She's the most patient physician I have ever encountered. She was so sweet, so nice. By the way, though, they don't tell you this. If you go to the clinic, apparently you need a letter medically clearing you to get off the boat. I don't know why that is what it is, but it does happen. So nobody told me this, and I'm getting off the ship and they're like, oh, you need a letter in order to get off the boat. That was my experience with Virgin this time around. And again, it's been a while since I sailed Carnival. It's been a long time. My experience with Carnival, their customer service has always been top notch. I have no complaints with them. They've always been so accommodating, even when I'm vegan. That was my experience with Virgin last time, not my experience with Virgin this time. Like I said, the only people that were like really, really nice were the personal trainers. In case anybody from Virgin ever watches this video, which I doubt, but no complaints about Alec, RJ, or Reese. Like they were amazing, but the staff was more aloof this time, more distant. Like they didn't try to engage with us like they did last time. And Trey was just phenomenal as a gamer on the Irresistible Med, the gamer this time. I was kind of like, he just didn't seem like he was into it. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on that notification bell. Bye.